Hey there, English 75B. Welcome back, week 17. I'm here to talk to you about the final exam, extra credit, and how we're going to wrap up the course. Thanks a lot. A lot of you uh, wished me well when I was really laid out with my flu bug, I think it was. I'm not really sure. I even tested for COVID. Um, but I'm on the mend, doing okay. I'm sure, like all of you, just wanting to finish strong and get everything done in the best possible way we can. So, let's take a look at what we got going on this week. We're going to review for the final. There's a student course evaluation that I will put out. I'm not going to give it to you quite yet, just because I want to make sure that you spend the time that you need to getting what you need out of the course. But I will jump right into the final exam. And whew, this did not look this terrible when I put it into the PowerPoint. But if you're not downloading it, this is what you're looking at. Okay, let's go over it. It's very much like the quizzes, just a little bit later in length. It's open notes, it's open book, it's closed internet, it's closed AI. So please don't use ChatGPT to post your answers or to create answers for you. Believe it or not, it's really easy to detect. You'll have 3 hours to do it. I'm opening it on May 18th just to give you as much time as you want to study for it. If you need other accommodations, I know some of you are walking. Congratulations. I hope to see you there at is it called the Honda Arena? I forget what the exact name is, but I'll be there too. So that's basically the where and when of the final, but I will now get into the actual structural work of it. So give me 1 second while I get to that. Okay, and once again, all my beautiful formatting just shot to pieces. So you're going to have five excerpts that you're going to need to write on, and this is very much like the first part of the quiz. Um, I'm going to give you the name of the piece, the author. I will also give you the page numbers. Um, and I'm going to be looking for 5 or more sentences explaining the literary, artistic, historical, and or political significance of the excerpt or of the text as a whole. Referring back to the excerpt will be helpful, though. Using at least one literary term per sentence is going to be very helpful. I did give you a list of literary terms early on. Feel free to refer to that. Looking back at our previous discussions and also um, other work that we've done during the course will help refresh your memory on some of those figurative language, symbol, metaphor, characterization, dialogue, tone, theme, um, imagery. All of those are super useful. Putting down the literary movement or one literary movement that could work, I'll also count that. So I'm looking for 5 or more. They're 30 points each, which basically means you're going to get 6 for each one of those things you hit. If you're feeling iffy, you're not sure if you really hit it with the 5 that you put, and you want to put in a few more, that's absolutely fine. You know, I want to make as many different ways for you to get to the points as possible. Anyway, there will be 10 excerpts out there, and you just have to choose 5. And I figure out a way to make sure that it will do it. The points aren't going to look like 300. It will look like more, but I know how to switch it afterwards so that you still get all the choices, but it's only going to be 300 points. The other thing I will say about that is that even though it is cumulative, it will skew towards everything post quiz 2. Um, Now, the second part is going to be somewhat similar, but I'm going to ask you to write a short paragraph. I'll give you 8 passages, And instead of just kind of like listing out different points of significance, you can organize something a little bit more focused regarding 48 passages that I've given you. And once again, I'll give you the name, I'll give you the name of the piece, I'll give you the author, I'll give you the page numbers, so you have that information and you can go towards that. Again, using all your notes is super helpful. Some people are asking me, how should you best study for this? I think reviewing the notes that you've taken so far regarding um, our authors and our pieces that we've read is very, very helpful. You may just want to make like a different document where you put down quick bullet list about the person, the author, the work, and do that as fast as you can. Um, Looking back at your own discussions can also help you do that as well. It can help to jog your memory. Um, Looking over those past assignments will help you prepare as well the notes that you've taken on my previous lectures. All that being said, of course, I want to make as many different ways for you to get to the points as possible so that you can get as many points as possible. And again, because it is a paragraph, make sure that, you write the body and have the quotations first, and then think about the topic sentence afterwards. Remember, the topic sentence should summarize the biggest, most important points of of that paragraph. Don't just make it kind of like some kind of transition or large, broad thing. I want it to be like one sentence, like Netflix summary of the movie I'm just about to watch. And then you're going to go into great detail about that summary. You're going to expand it. Anyway, if you've got any questions on that, I'd be happy to answer them for you. These are 38 points each. Yeah, I know the math doesn't add up. I didn't want to deal with half points, but that basically means there are a few more points in play there for you guys, Don't spend them all in one place. So that will be the quiz. I mean, the final, rather. Again, if you've got other questions about it, please, please, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'll happy to go over anything with you if you want clarification about something or that is related to the actual course or a particular author or particular movement or anything like that. Okay, so sorry, I got a couple texts there. They're always coming up on my computer because I thought it was a great idea to sync my computer to my text app. Doesn't always work out that great. Now, while we do that, while we think about that, you will notice that we've got no discussion. Just work on your final exam, getting your prep for it. Also, extra credit if people want to do it will be on a mockumentary called the CSA, the Confederate States of America. And I didn't put a due date on it because, again, I'm going to let everything roll through next week. Even though the 18th is, strictly speaking, the end of class and the last day that the course will be open on Canvas, you'll still be able to email it to me, as with other work, at my email address, sean.connelly.chaffey.edu. So, let me talk a little bit about this in the time that we have left. CSA, the Confederate States of America, is a mock documentary, presuming that the Confederacy won the Civil War. And since the Civil War is kind of the starting point for this class, it brings to mind an interesting premise. I think we can almost universally agree, a mostly horrifying premise due to the scourge of slavery, among other things. But anyway, I know some people are interested in parallel universes, alternate histories, and this kind of explores that. It's done like a History Channel documentary. Not that the History Channel's all that accurate anymore either. I've given you a link here. Be advised, this is the only free link I could find. It does have subtitles. They just happen to be in Russian. If you really want subtitles, I believe you can also watch it on the IMDb streaming service, a couple other places, if you sign up for a free trial subscription. So anyway, I'm going to ask you to watch this and then pretend you're one of the authors from the course. And being that author, you're going to imitate in your writing their style, their tone, their diction, their figurative language, their personal philosophy, their values regarding this future as it's unfolding in front of them. So in the first paragraph, you're going to describe what you thought the strengths of this possible future are. This one might be a little bit hard, especially because in general, there's some pretty grim stuff in here. Not all that different in some ways from some very extremist points of view we see now. In the second paragraph, describe what you, as the author, thought the weaknesses of this possible future are. I've given you lots of suggested authors here. Notice I do have a few poets in here as well. If you want to make it poetic, just make sure you got about 2 paragraphs with in the style of Dickinson. Walt Whitman, would be a prose poem, but I think that's certainly a possibility there. I want it to be a creative outlet. Du Bois is an obvious choice. Twain, Washington also, McKay, Hurston, but pretty much anybody that we've read for the course is up for grabs. Pick somebody that you like or whose style and thought processes and structure in general you would like to explore more. So that is that possible assignment. I don't have to turn in grades, I believe, until the 25th or so. So we've got some time there. As we do if you'd like to do revisions as well. I'm getting through those essays as fast as I can. And again, I'm more than happy to talk with you about doing a revision for one or both of those essays, because at the end of the day, I just want you to leave the class with more skills than you came in with. And if making 2 revisions makes that a reality, I'm totally on board. Anyway, that's all I have to say here. I know it says 0.0 here, but that's because if I put 20 points, then you would get 20 out of 20, and that's really small. Instead, I'll make it like 20 out of 1. Or I can't really make it 20 out of 0. All of you math fans know that you can't have a fraction over 0 because then the universe explodes or something. Now my advice hours will be changing because we're out of the instructional period. But if you do have questions, large or small, please do reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer them and help you in any way I can. I know it's a very busy time and a stressful time. I want to make it as least stressful as possible for you. So don't be shy about that. I'd be happy to discuss with you any questions you might have, because I want everybody to be super successful in this class. Good luck on your finals. I hope everything goes well. I hope you've enjoyed the course. I will put out a quick survey too, because I'd love to get your feedback on how to improve it. I've already heard some good ideas. If you want to make it anonymous, I'll find a way to do that too. Hopefully you know me well enough to know that, I would take whatever advice you gave me in stride, but I will make anonymity an option for that as well. Anyway, take care, and I hope to talk to you soon.